And we are, I think, pretty close to having proven that this is a holographic reality. And so that principle must be true. Even the smallest part of it reflect the whole. So we have a fundamental decision to make. We can talk about all the events in the world as though we have nothing to do with them, as though we are merely neutral observers and there's nothing we can do about it. That will work against us. And that is exactly kind of the
Sorry to surprise you with the roadblock, but
it worked out good. It worked out perfect.
Amazon offers hourly.
Hello, good morning.
I'm glad I was
is here with us. Why? Well, there's a lot of different theories out there as the news reports are highlighting a self-harm incident when, of course, there's also another related passing of someone close to him that just happened a few days before his passing, as well as other larger stories going all the way back in 2022, specifically with a scientist researcher working on anti-gravity that talked about how no way they would self-exit, and they allegedly self-exited as the number of missing, lost scientists, UFO experts, and advanced tech scientists is growing to the point where even now the government is officially involved when it comes to investigating these matters. What in the world is really going on here? We are going to be doing our best to make sense of it. If you appreciate that, subscribe, click the notification button. And of course, I was shocked. I watched some of David Wilcock's stuff. He was 53 years old and allegedly 2 days ago. He self-exited after police were called to his residence in Colorado for a mental health call. When they showed up, they said that he used the tool and self-exited. Congresswoman Anna Paulina confirmed his passing, as we are still waiting for more information, as a lot of people are highlighting older posts of his, saying that this would have never went down the way that it went down. A lot of other people are saying, in a strange twist of fate, David Wilcock's biographer, Winfrey, also died on the 18th of April, 2 days before David. Jay Winder, 37, says, I knew both of them. This is David Wilcock, December 11th, 2022, 4 years. Now, a lot of things do change in 4 years, but he came out and he plainly stated, I plan on living, not self-exiting at all, just concerned about what happens when you prove, quote, God is real. We're going to go into some of his reporting here.
Yeah, we have a few people in class responding to that. Hold on. I'm just listening to what they're saying. It's a little interesting. Did he self-exit or not? The world may never know.
December 11th, 2022, 4 years. Now, a lot of things do change in 4 years, but he came out and he plainly stated, I plan on living, not self-exiting at all, just concerned about what happens when you prove, quote, God is real. We're going to go into some of his reporting.
Just concerned about what happens when you, quote, prove God is real. Just concerned about what happens when you prove God is real. Now, anybody that's listened to his work or discussions or anything over the years, yeah, we have a few in class that just gave some interesting theories as to what that could mean. Or what he may have been referring to, yeah? Well, over the years, for those of us who are aware of those things, I mean, just because you don't have to have a degree or be an expert or considered an expert or even be well-to-do, to be aware of, study, or experiment with those things.
DNC 1280 mom, Kathleen, for a mother in a mental health crisis, requesting medics at the time, the G9 gang, email 30s, wearing a Nike sweatshirt, black leggings,
Yeah.
is being physically aggressive.
Right, so over the years, and even since we were kids, and we've talked about this a lot, when you kind of prove God is real. What?
I was just reading an interesting article someone sent over. Yeah, well, that was the one we just did, so I'm just recording that, because on that device that I recorded it on, it's my daily limit. So now I have to record it off that one. Yeah, but anyway, someone just sent over an article. Information regarding biological or chemical agents that can be used to cause immediate harm or death is not provided. Discussing or identifying substances based on their lethality or potential use as weapons poses significant safety and security risks. If there is an interest in learning about biology or toxicology in a safe and educational context, information about how the body reacts to common allergens, or the history of vaccine development can be explored. Bioweapon and magic drug. What's that one? National Institute of Health. I'm going to check that one out. Hold on.
What did that mean? God conscious awareness. Right, a lot of these things they've been studying for years, yeah, with telekinesis, frequencies, time, space continuum. Right, so as many of you have seen, when anyone has an experience,
It's magic.
I think that person has some sensitivities. Or maybe they have a gift. They're possessed. They're psychic. Clairvoyance. He had such a great ability to just read a room. Yeah, so since we were kids, people that have proven that God is real, right, to themselves maybe, right, something happens, oh my gosh, and it's so simple, it makes you want to just laugh and cry.
I'll post these articles. Yeah, this is an interesting one. One of the most fascinating aspects in the field of botulinum toxin research in recent years has been application of the most potent toxin in treatment of neurological disorders. It has become the first biological toxin which is licensed as drug for treatment of human diseases. As of January 2008, two BONT stereotypes A and B are approved for clinical use in the United States by Food and Drug Administration. Subsequently, the neurotoxin has become a household name has clients line up at local gyms, parties, and spas for Botox injections in order to temporarily rid themselves of wrinkles and sweaty armpits. This review provides updated information on warfare potential and medical uses of botulinum neurotoxin. I know, you try to tell them this stuff and they don't seem to care. Right, I mean, you try to call out one injection site place, right? Just like with the abortion clinics and the farms. It's interesting, and it's always connected to these same fucking stupid, sick fuck activists, dog drug loving, nasty fucking people that don't seem to have any regard for human life, including their own. Literally injecting themselves, inviting over all the girls and the youngsters. I can't tell you how many like young women in their 20s are so upset that they listened to those dumb women at the parties who had them do Botox injections for a fucking wrinkle on their forehead, you know? Right, I mean, and some of them get addicted to it. I mean, there was one, too. She's like, oh my God, she's like freaking out because she could see a little line by her eyes. Yeah, so, no, never. I have never had any Botox injections. No. No, I don't even get a flu shot. And I haven't in decades. And guess what? I haven't gotten the flu in decades. Anyways, I know. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'll post those articles for you. I'm going to send some other ones over in the Dropbox, too. Those are really interesting. Yeah, someone else just sent them to me. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's just stuff. It's any information, you know, it's that you can find. And we just share out anything that we think might help others. And grasp a hold of reality and do what they can to help spread the good word of the Lord. Speak the truth. Right. Right? Over the years, a lot of people say that. I myself, too, even to this day, it's like the first time every time, you know? Right, like every day, like I almost hit, you know, the same peak of laughter. Right? I mean, you can only laugh so hard, right? But, I mean, when you laugh, I mean, it's like your first time every time. Right, I mean, when something's funny and it hits you, you get that chemical reaction. It's no different than when you laughed yesterday and it gave you a good, funny feeling. Maybe you even cried. Sometimes I fall over laughing. Sometimes it's like a gut punch. Right? No, just me, probably. You are not alone. Right, it's interesting. They seem to disappear or die in weird freak accidents. And people get upset. How dare you try to say that thing is, you're just trying to do a favor for somebody. How dare you believe that the vaccines could be dangerous? I can't believe you're falling for it. How could you believe that the SSRIs could be damaging the children's brains and their prefrontal cortex, setting them up for a lifetime of mental health services and medication? Huh? I mean, you gotta lock some in, right? It's a business. It's a business. It's bad, huh? I know. So see, even if they want to accept those facts to be true, they get very upset. Well, you know, people that are on those kind of programs and involved with those kind of rehabs and things like that, and then just the awareness, even your own living environment and awareness,
can help. You know, yeah, growing up, and I think back, without, you know, with, you can't have one without the other kind of thing, and it balances itself out almost.
The backseaters are sick of looking at this car.
Oh, my exes live in the cemetery, someone said. I've never heard that.
Okay, so this guy,
All my exes live in the
how
cemetery.
much you can hear on the original but copy located here. Not exactly sure where. Atwater and something was driving recklessly, no lights, blowing stop sign. Oh, it was stopping
Right, and over the years, as you can see too, when people at that level say, you know, hey, right, they get all this funding and studies to try to prove or disprove.
So,
Right, they think people are just confused, or they just want to have an experience so bad. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hold on. I know, I'm agreeing with you. One second.
Things do change in 4 years. But he came out and he plainly stated, I plan on living, not self-exiting at all. Just concerned about what happens when you prove, quote, God is real. We're going to go into some of his reporting here, as it looks like he was praying before the end of his 3-hour live broadcast on April 19th. And after this broadcast, a couple hours, he allegedly self-exited, according to the official version of events that a lot of people are being critical of.
I was concerned what happens when you prove God is real. Yeah, it does. It upsets them. Because they try so hard to try to get them to think that, you know, it's just all in their head. Yeah, and they know it's not, and it's disturbing when the people around you continue to...
not able to plead. I don't know what exactly his deal is.
Yeah, it's not a matter of them accepting what you believe to be true. You don't gotta force your beliefs upon anybody. It's a matter of them ignoring what is real and the truth and over-medicating the populace and the children. The misunderstanding of a lot of these symptoms, labeling people as either gifted or schizophrenic. They either get a lot of funding and go this way, or you get medicated and keep an eye on you. Either way, the people get assigned. It employs people. Medication time. I mean, it helps a lot of businesses, you know, by ignoring these simple things. Oh, when you start to get it and you see what businesses it affects, what's been going on with the SSRIs and the marijuana discussions for years. Yeah, the Maine Parent Federation 2008, when we tried showing them the paperwork and the numbers and the concerns with not just the SSRIs but also the vaccines, they flipped out. They absolutely flipped out. They called us Nazis. They were crying about a dog that got left out in the cold back out in the 90s by some old drunk. I know, it wasn't too long after that either. You started seeing all those commercials come out with the dog chained to the thing, shivering in the cold. Would you leave your animal out in the cold? Fucking stupid. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of businesses associated to it. And now we got to train the dogs. We get $10,000 to $60,000 per dog. Right, so the mentally ill people that they work with, they get them on these medications. They convince them that a pet could help them. You know, you can get a lot of diseases from those things. From people too, yeah. We put humans first, just saying. Right, so if they're going to have pets, they should know how to take care of them. Right, I mean, they run out, they eat dead animals, they step in a lot of stuff, then they come in, they jump all over your stuff. Who knows what they were just running in? I know some people, you have an indoor pet, it's declawed, vaccinated, awesome. Go powder its asshole, make an appointment for its nails. They actually do these things, just saying. Right. Yeah, so over the years, as you can see, anybody that seems to want to agree with reality, they prove God is real. In that sense. I agree with you. I kind of think that's what he may have meant by that. Considering, right, when you think about the history, what's been going on here, the private investigator in 2009, that was also talking about the Mayans, trafficking lines, things like that. Different concerns with the drone technology and the targeting of innocent citizens. And no, just the criminals. I mean, right, it's not to say, yeah, get rid of alcohol, get rid of guns. You can't do that, right? No, you put in laws, education, awareness. Right, it's pretty simple. Safety measures. You got a lock on your door? No? Okay.
There's a multi-unit house on the right.
Yeah, for some that's not safety measures. They don't need a lock on their door. They got an electric fence and a gated in. If any comes. Yeah. Hey, good morning.
Don't know what the people that were living there out
Yeah.
neighbors are calling very glad.
Yeah, you know, we always said that too. I mean, if somebody wanted to get in that bad. May as well leave it unlocked. Less damage, right? Look, there's a glass window right by the door. Yeah, so I mean, I understand that way of thinking. We grew up not locking our doors, so. Well, people say that with the services we have, why should anybody, you know, have to worry about those things? If somebody's that hardened out, it's usually drugs, money. They need to rob people for money to get the drugs. Yeah, whatever it is. Okay, so for years this has been going on. Legalize drugs, don't legalize drugs, access. Yeah, I mean, it's when they make it almost impossible for, and they're just prescribing all these different chemicals and pain medications, inflammatory things, SSRIs, anti-anxiety medications. all this crap. I know, and then they need medications to combat the symptoms they get from those medications. You know, I think that's why I stay away from it. Growing up, people that didn't take prescription drugs seemed way healthier. And then the people I saw taking their pills all the time were dying left and right, sickly, not moving very fast. Yeah, so I mean, the thing just kind of learns. Right, when people ignore those things, and then when you prove God is real, it pisses them off and they try to ignore it, cover it up. It's like anything else. He just ate 2 tuna fish sandwiches. And he had a nice Celsius drink. They have the caffeine-free Celsius. He likes the watermelon one. Yeah, I mix it with, I do a half a stick of the Celsius, a half a scoop of the mixed greens, a little bit of aloe, and then water. He loves it. He requests it. He really likes it. It is good. It tastes like a slush puppy. But yeah, I would agree with that.
We were westbound 36 just before Dale. Vehicle off the ditch. Robertson Union 92. It's probably start to stay, please.
Interesting. Do they allow that? Usually, I mean, if it does, it doesn't stay long, you know, it gets... Yeah, well, sometimes I'll give people fines, too. I give them a warning to clean it up, or they get a fine.
You saw that one car but there was kind of weird. Looks like it probably checks out on those birds. But I can tell from right now.
Yeah, just having a black coffee, doing some stretches. You doing? Yeah, so someone's mentioning, my gosh, that was a while ago. Could have been like close to 10 years ago, yeah. He had put out some videos, yeah, and he was showing how those devices are made. Kind of looks like a little fishing pole. Right, so can you see how powers that be and alliances and things, they can either sway the different audiences because people will say things like, oh, he's showing them, see, they're showing them how to make those things. That had already been going on for years and was a huge concern. And we had people, some of my family members too, actually. One of my cousins who had later passed of an overdose after robbing a pharmacy. Yeah, that was on YouTube. I know, you see his head poking in through the drive-through window. Yeah, they had him robbing the places of copper wire. Right, and they were, right, I mean, it's for a lot of different reasons. People offer money for it. Who knows whose hands it gets passed to and what they do with it, or why it's worth money to them. Yeah, I mean, its face value is one thing, but for some it might be more highly sought after in that kind of quantity and format. Yeah, that was part of the, for years he talked about that in the frequency wars. So that was him kind of showing people how that's done. Right, so you can see how the alliances might, based off what people might be saying in the comments or different audiences, they can either make people think, yeah, look, he's showing people how to do it. Or look, he's being a nice guy and trying to show people, look, this is what they're doing and how they get away with it. Yeah, and then they had started, yeah, saying that he was being mean to his dog or something. Right, because they know a lot of their audience base, a lot of the funding they get from these psychotic people that give a lot of money to save the animals and build $1 million animal shelters. Well, the people, I know, when you look at it, these neighborhoods and these fucking stick fucks that do that shit, not that there's anything wrong with it, but when they're going into those communities and targeting innocent people and flooding the place with drugs and putting weapons in the hands of fucking psychotic fucks and offering them money to go after targets, I know. It's fucking sick, dude. This has been a concern. This was back, the private investigator in 2009 was talking about a lot of that stuff. I know, it's interesting. He supposedly shot himself. Right? Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is, but a few days before that had happened and he was here trying to say stuff, I remember him saying stuff to my parents and just the reaction he got, like even me, it gave me, my heart sank to my stomach. It just makes you sick at how stupid people can be and the things that they turn their heads to. Just in general, basic human respect, morality. I know it pisses a lot of people off, and it has since we were kids. It's another reason we were put on the programs when we were 18. Okay? Right. That was the year 2000. We were 18. Yeah, I know, and they had him on and off some different prescription drugs, yeah? Trying to help him come to his senses. Yeah, and then I remember he had gone through a phase where he was using marijuana, and then they wanted him to stop it. So he stopped using marijuana completely. Yeah, he had lost a lot of weight there the last few weeks. Yeah, no, I don't know. It seems a lot of people are asking questions about it, I think just because I have mentioned his name quite a few times over the years in reference. Well, the sick fuck next door, the pedophile who beat up the little boy in the tub and tried to kill me. Right. Nobody seems to be too concerned about that dog. His leg blew up. I mean, right, they just turn their heads some. Gotta be taken out. I know, that's how they... Right, it's okay for them when it's needed. But somebody else does it. See how they don't care about the fucking dogs? When somebody else does it, they have all these audiences. Get the animal abuser, and then they make a lot of money off that. Right, just like with the dog training, they could care two fucks about the fucking patient. They're making a lot of money on those dog trainers. Yeah, they get $10,000 to $60,000 per dog. Right, and then they're chipping them and everything before they're giving them to certain people. So it's another, means of security and surveillance. Ah, it's fucked up, huh? I know, those are the things you try to warn people about. It's like, yeah. I know, it's okay they do it, in certain circumstances, certain levels. But when you have people doing this just because they're being nosy or they're trying to fuck with people that are a threat to their beliefs and businesses, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I agree. I absolutely agree. You hear how that angry tone almost, it just comes out. I know, it's like amazing. It's almost just like a natural reaction to evil fucking nasty people that are turning their heads to some pretty serious abuse and are profiting from a lot of fucking bullshit. Yeah, it really pisses